Hey, good morning everybody. It's Cujo and you're watching ASG Dirtworx, and we are close to wrapping up this week on the big farm job that we've been working on. Today is Friday, and I'm going to spin you around here and show you a little bit of what we've gotten done. It doesn't all fit in one frame, so let me just spin you around here and show you where we are at. All right, so this is one of the fields that we finished. Let's see, when did we finish this? I think we finished this yesterday. This is about a 5-acre field. It wraps way down around the corner over there. There's a big creek that runs right along this edge. That's a whole nother story. And then if I spin the machine around here, you can see part of another field over there. And then let me get the head up out of the way so I can turn. And then we've got this big field here that we've been working on. We've got all that done. There's 2 more small fields on the other side of that little knob right there. We trimmed up the right side of those. Now we gotta work on the left side now. And then last night, before the rain hit, I finished up that hillside over there. And so now we're gonna go over, instead of having to track all the way over there, I'll just give you a visual. All of that right there, all of those trees on that hillside are what we're going after next. You can. So this is the next hillside we're gonna do. There's an old fence row right here. We're gonna go up the edge of that fence, and then right at the top of that hill is another hay field, and we don't need to do anything in that hay field. But all of this is what we're gonna do this morning. This shouldn't take too long. I should have all this done by lunch. You'll see there's some orange ribbons here and there, and those are the trees that our landowner wants to save. So we're gonna save those. There's a pine tree down there, there's this little oak tree right here, and there might be a couple more up along the edge that they want to save. But yeah, here's a view of what we've gotten done over the past couple of days. We've got this couple of acres right here in this, and then that section over there, that's about 5 acres according to OnX. And then that pasture over there is another 5 acres for the front part, and then another 5 acres for the back part. So that's about 10 acres all told. And then this little hillside over here, which we did yesterday afternoon, is I don't know, that's probably maybe 2 acres all put together if we connect all of it. And then it drops over that hill over there. And you see we saved some trees. Obviously we're not going to get these giant oak trees, and we don't want to get those. Those are beautiful old growth trees that we just want to save. But there's a cherry tree back there that I saved. There's a couple of oak trees up front here that I saved. A couple of oak trees right there. We saved all of those. You know, there's no reason to just blast the property flat when it doesn't need to be. All this down here is eventually going to get turned back into hayfield. So the homeowner wanted to, or the landowner wanted to get rid of all the scrub and invasives there. So that tree over there is a elderberry. They wanted to save that, so we saved that. And then this ditch line right here, we're not going into the ditches. There's no way. I got a story about that creek back there that's going to be a different video. But this is what we got for today, and this will finish up our week, and then we're back next week. So let's have a good day, everybody. see the property owner has carved a couple of little trails with his bush hog. Just gonna open all those up and make it all go away. Alrighty, so we are right at 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I have got this part of the hillside is complete. We have saved that little oak tree, and down there all by its lonesome is a pine tree that we saved, and we've got all of this hillside taken care of, and now we're starting on that line over there. We're working our way down into that creek bottom. There's a creek that runs, it's not really a creek, it's more of a drainage ditch, but runs from down there all the way up into the top of that hayfield over there. So we're going to work our way down there, redefine that edge, get all that cleaned up. That shouldn't take but a couple hours, and then we'll jump that ditch and we'll start working on that hillside over there. So that's where we're at. That's what we've got done in just a few short hours, and we appreciate y'all tagging along with us.